Or anyone
Nice.
else on this?
Here, we can totally watch it on just 90 minutes.
Oh, well, everybody mute themselves.
Just put it on yours.
Yeah.
Well, everybody mute yourself, please. Steph, I think you can hit mute all.
Okay.
All right, I think we're good to go. Is yours working good, Steph?
Yeah, I'm good.
Perfect. Okay, we're super excited to be here. So last week, Steph and I tag teamed. Well, Steph tag teamed at the first, and then I tag team in because 20 minutes before we started, my internet went out. I think this is like perfect. That and this with like Sandy and Wade being in Iceland. I'm not even sure if they're on this call. Hopefully they're like getting sleep or like enjoying their trip or something. But you guys, like hiccups happen. It's not even that big of a deal. You get over the hiccup and you just keep rolling like nothing happened. And we're so excited to be here with you. We've got a lot of good thoughts and heart chats that we want to have with you. Steph and I basically, we always pre-prep our chats and like we'll get on FaceTime and we're like, okay, what do we want to chat about today? And we like, I was on the way to the gym this morning. We like hype each other up. We're like, oh my gosh, we literally just did this whole call just on FaceTime getting hyped up about it. So I'll let Steph kick us off, but we basically want to talk a little bit. We want to talk about a lot of things, but I think the biggest thing that we want to focus on is what does the work look like in the dark, and also really having an honest conversation if we're doing the work in the dark, the quiet work that doesn't get applauses, doesn't get the pat on the back, doesn't get recognition or acknowledgement, the work that we're doing when nobody else is around. And I think it's just such an important part of our business to really highlight and kind of dive into. So we're excited to chat with y'all about that.
Yes. Okay. This is such a like topic that's near and dear to my heart because perception and perspective is everything. It is really, really easy to look at, we're always kind of like looking to each other to get inspired, to get excited about what we're sharing, to see how other people are doing it. I think I always am like gleaning from other people and seeing like, oh, I love the verbiage that this person used. I love the order in which, this person shared. And we are like replicating this and putting our own voice to it and making it our own. And so I told Casey, I was like, I really, really, really want to talk about the work in the dark. Lace and I talk about this all the time too, because we always have like late night debriefs where we are just like strategizing and chatting and like sharing all the things and that we're working on or things that we want to do and, debriefing about work and stuff. But so like Casey mentioned, the work that we're doing in the dark, what is the work, specific to leading up like the next back half of the year. We're heading into like a really busy season, but also we're preparing for like Vegas already next year. Like the work that you're doing now will either be the catalyst for you to walk a stage or not. Like that's how I'm always thinking. I'm like, how many more team members am I going to have that are going to like walk that stage? Which is so exciting. We also are going to talk about if you're not stewarding well what you currently have, you're never going to be ready for more. If you're not stewarding and you're not grateful and you're not focused on what is right in front of you, you're not ready for more. Showing up for the few, like what does that look like? And then also I have a few like practical things that we can and should be doing. But so much about
when we talked about this earlier, I don't mean to cut you off. When we talked about this earlier, we want to bring up our friend Kendra. She just recently started the business. You guys don't even know her yet. She's so new. She's only been in about 3 weeks. We thought this was really important to highlight because she's someone who is going to absolutely fly through the ranks. She has been with us, I don't know, 2.5 weeks, and she just hit AM qual. She'll close out AM this week and she'll hit RVP qual this month. So not typical. To see what's typical, go to earnings.com. We know that's not typical, guys. Like all of us have been around enough to know that's not typical. What's also not typical and really so stand out about someone like Kendra is this girl started 3 weeks ago. She's not new to network marketing. She started 3 weeks ago. She's already held 2 team Zoom calls. And it's such like a moment where you step back and you're like, am I in a position where I'm really relying on my upline and my leader to guide me, tell me what to do, and I'm really just going to do those things. I'm not really going to critically think outside the box of how can I be pushing the needle forward for myself. Whereas like yesterday, we were all, me, Steph, Kendra, and Lacey, we were all doing late night chat debriefs, and Kendra got on last. We were already all 3 on, and she joined the FaceTime. And we were like, oh, where were you at? What were you doing? She's like, oh, I just got off a Zoom call with my consultants. You guys, she's been here 3.5 weeks. Now she is moving quicker. So yes, she already has consultants. A lot of people don't. But even if you've been here 2 years, are you regularly meeting with consultants? Are you like, I'm only going to follow the under the umbrella of what my NVP does? And the difference is, and there is like a stark difference, even though I know it's like, hearing the things that we need to hear are not always like cozy and fun and like, heartwarming and all of that. Sometimes like it's just tough love a little bit. But the reality is like there are people that are wanting to be RVP that are not doing RVP qualities. They are waiting until they get the rank to follow suit with the tasks. And you have that so backwards. You need to be doing the task to be worthy of the rank. And it is being worthy. It is a huge honor. It is a huge honor. Here, this girl is 3.5 weeks in. You guys, there's so many of y'all doing this. So I'm not saying this is the only person doing it. She's just on our team and in our face a little bit right now. But this girl is already holding Zoom calls for her team. She's already made graphics. Like her and Lacey came up with this. They made these amazing graphics, basically breaking down at each rank what we get paid per bundle. Amazing graphics. Her and Lacey worked together on it. Neither one of them were like, I am just going to sit around and wait for my upline to do it. Now, if you're on my team, you probably are doing that because I make a lot of graphics. However, there is a difference between people that wait around and wait for someone to do it or people that are like, I don't have time to wait on you. You got your 6 kids zooming around over there. I don't have time. I'm here to move. And if I am here to seriously move, I want to count on you, but I know I can count on me. I can count on me to get this done right now and get it posted and get rolling. And I think that there are people that are just ready to do those tasks without waiting around. And that's when we talk about doing stuff in the dark, those are the kind of things that we're talking about. I mean, this girl's just zooming on up, but she's doing the tasks when nobody's looking. She's doing that on her own time. And she's doing that without anybody really saying, hey, you need to be doing this, this, and this, which that is also really good leadership. That's also someone who is coachable. So if you are a person that's like, I actually need you to tell me to do this, this, and this, that's a really great quality as well. That means you're coachable and I used to work in surgery and there's this tool called Malleable. And it's basically this silver, just flat pancake, but you can move it however you need to. So if you like put it in a body, you can twist it, you can do all those things. And that's basically what you need to be in this business. You need to be able to move whatever needs to be moved. And Steph was talking about, I'm going to let Steph touch on this more, but Steph was talking a little bit about like, what is the number one thing you have thought or someone has come to you with the leader? For me, it is, I really want to do this business, but I only have 300 followers. Everything goes back to follower count. And all I keep thinking is, if you're not willing to show up for the few, you'll never be able to show up for a lot. Like Taylor Swift, for example, you think she went from her bedroom singing karaoke to selling out stadiums? There are steps in between that so many people, whether you want to hear it or believe it or not, do not want to take. They feel embarrassed to show up for 200 people, but for some reason they think they're going to be wildly confident to show up for 200,000. And I think there's just a part of you that really needs to step back and be like, wait, why would I be given more if I'm not even being a great steward of these 200 amazing, beautiful people that choose to follow me? They choose to care about what I'm doing. They choose to care that I'm showing my kids every day. And I'm sitting here in my head thinking, that's not enough. You're not enough. You 200 people who have invested in me is not enough. I need 20,000 for this to be worth it. And that should like kind of stop everyone in their tracks. If you have a small following, if you have a modest, not even small, a modest growing following, you guys, I have people, I've shared this before, but I want to share it again. Cecilia Stoll recently shared a new RVP. I shared this in my whole team chat. She shared a new RVP that hit underneath her 323 followers, I believe. Third of 4 ranks in the company, a life-changing financial rank, 300 followers. Like the belief is in you. The belief is not in your follower count. I'm gonna let Steph take over because I could just chit chat about this all day, but it's just, it's something that we are so passionate about because if we hear it, I know y'all hear it. We hear it from everybody. I don't know that I can do this because my follower count is big enough. And I just want to be like, oh my gosh, girl, the fact that you just put your whole worth of a business in your follower count. What are you talking about? You are the magic. You are what people are going to buy. People are not, they can buy Arbonne from anybody. You are selling them your cuteness, your vibe, your confidence, your home life, the way you're a beautiful mother, the way that you share your faith, the way that you share your sassiness, the way that you share that you're sexy or you're modest. Like you are what is bringing people in, and you're over here worried about if your follower count is high enough. And I'm just, baby girl, that ain't it. That's not what we're worried about. You can go so far with so little.
Yeah, so I want to challenge you guys to become a self-starter. I talk a lot about like me looking for people that are disciplined, intrinsically motivated. They are just go-getters. They're self-starters. They're ideas people. They're problem solvers. Like that is the mindset that you have to be in. Even like Danica, she's like on this call right now washing dishes. And like several weeks ago, she came to me, she's like, I have this idea. And before she even said what her idea was, yes, do it. Every single thing that you think you should, maybe could, would, do it. Everything. And I'm not saying everything is going to be a raging success, but you have to be willing to try. You'll never know. You'll never know what's the thing. She was like, I think I want to do, I know we're already doing this boot camp, but I think I want to host like a smaller, more intimate boot camp for my consultants. And I said, yes. Yes, do it. Go. Be like, it's just so incredible to see people that are like, I know she's showing up in there every single day and she's talking with these people. Like, it's just, that's how it should be, you guys. Like, stop waiting for someone to hand this business to you on a golden platter. Like, let me tell you guys what would have not happened if I was waiting for someone to tell me what to do, if I was waiting for someone to create the perfect graphic for me, if I was waiting for someone to take stock photos or stock videos, or waiting for someone to lead a call for me, waiting for someone to go live with me. I literally wouldn't be sharing about this opportunity. I wouldn't have built a website. I wouldn't have niched down and started a personal brand. I wouldn't have built new skills. I wouldn't have started an email list with thousands of subscribers and learned all about the value of email marketing. I wouldn't have launched onto Pinterest. I wouldn't be utilizing that to broaden my reach. I wouldn't be leading or serving my team the way that I am. I wouldn't have taken business courses from other industry leaders. I wouldn't be working on my mindset. I wouldn't have started Arbonne. I would not be at MVP. Stop waiting for people to figure it out for you. Get out of your own way and start creating your own waves. Create your own waves. They're going to be massive and beautiful in your own way. And I always like, we talk about this a lot, but success requires radical ownership of your own business, including an honest look at your work ethic, including an honest look at your work ethic. Your consistency speaks volumes to who you are in this industry. We were talking about this case this morning about how, we are naturally born quitters. Like people, we quit diets, we quit exercise, we quit relationship. Like we quit a lot of things, honestly. People are, there's two buckets, right? Like people are waiting to see like, man, is this girl at, like, she says she's doing this Arbonne business. Let's see. Are you really going to? Are you actually all in? They're waiting to see, are you going to quit? Are you going to move on to something else? Are you going to beep, bop, boop, in and out? Da, da, da? No. Or are you full steam ahead? And I'm confident and I'm showing up every day, and I'm sharing about this in a compelling, exciting way. Is that you? Or are you watering yourself down, hiding, monotone, inconsistent? Like you're not going to catch anyone's attention being that way. Like you're just not. And so, and equally, like people are waiting to see kind of like what you do. I get people all the time that are like, man, I want to do this business. The person that I signed up with is just, I don't even hear from them.
Oh my God, we hear this all the time.
All the time.
People message us all the time and they're like, wait, I want to be under your leadership. And we're like, no, 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 no. There's someone in your upline that's going to take care of you. But this is like perfect example. People expect you to quit. They pray to God and hope that you don't. It's like, they're like, we're so used to quitters. We're expecting this not to quit, but then they turn around and they have their fingers crossed for behind their back. And they're like, but please don't. We need someone to lead the way. We're expecting you to, because we've seen enough people not be consistent and not be disciplined enough and be thrown off course. But behind our backs, we're secretly cheering you on. And we really hope you don't, because then you prove the fact that it can be done. And we're desperately looking to follow women that prove that it can be done beautifully, well, with kind hearts and without giving up your whole life. And they are watching every single one of you online. And you're either confirming what they thought or you're showing them belief of what can happen. There is two lanes, my friend. There is not a third. There's not an exit ramp where you can kind of have both. It really is that black and white. I know we talk a lot about rank here. We talk a lot about promotions. And I feel like this is really important to say because we do talk about that. I want to make sure that we kind of put this caveat in. A rank is not what makes you a winner, you guys. And the lack of a rank does not make you a loser. Your daily habits, that is what shows me if you have what it takes or not. The fact that you missed a goal this month, I am unfazed. I'm like, okay, that happens. That's not an anomaly. That's not even that big of a deal. Does it kind of take a little hit on our ego? Sure, because we're human and we're competitive and we're high achievers. That's also a good thing. Like I told Tyler, I was like, man, my CQV is down a little bit this month. It's kind of put me in a funk. And I was like, but in the same time, I'm so glad that I care enough that that affects me because that means my little butt is just going to keep on working. Like I'm not here to settle for anything less than I want. And so it's so important that like your daily habits, like I can go watch someone on social media, just sit back and observe, and I can tell you so quickly if they will have success or not. I cannot, because I am not a little magic reader, I cannot tell you the time frame. That is what I think kills dreams, is that you put yourself in this tight little time frame box and you did not hit the goal in that box. And you told yourself, if I didn't hit the goal in this box, then that means it wasn't going to happen for me. So many dreams, so many massive success stories go to die because of that box. Get rid of the box, get rid of the time frame. Have a goal, hold loosely to the time frame of it, hold tightly to the goal. Let it work out how it wants. You guys, have you ever looked back at a really what felt like not great timing of a situation and thought, God, in the moment that felt horrible, but now I totally see why it needed to happen on that time frame. And a lot of times it's because we're asking for a rank that we're not prepared to carry out. We're asking for a rank that comes with additional responsibilities to maintain that and grow that team and step into that leadership that we're not ready for. And I think we think and we hope we're ready for it because we really want to be ready for the financial side of it, but you've got to be able to match the leadership side of it, the mindset, the sound mind, the level-headed person that has got to be able to lead people at that rank. And like when you hit certain ranks, like you do have a certain amount of people under you. And you just have to know that missing the goal doesn't define you. How you respond to it is what defines you. How you keep going is what defines you. If you keep going, because I'm telling you, how many people are on this call? 174 people are on this call. There will be people here next week that aren't here this week, and there will be people here this week that will not be here next week. There will be something that throws you off loop. You guys, there are people that watched Vegas and they loved all of the content and it feels so vibey and fun and we're all cheersing and having fun. And in your head, you're like, I'm going to be there next year. But there is somewhere over this 12 months where people are going to fall off because they couldn't do the shadow work, the dark work that Steph's talking about, like doing the work in the dark when nobody's like congratulating. Like you don't get to be a star if you're not willing to do anything without being the star. Like you gotta do all the work behind that. And then I just want to say this one thing because Steph and I were talking and I talk so much about mindset. I literally live for mindset work because I think it's everything. I think every person on this call could get, I don't even want to say at the top because maybe that's not everybody's goal. You could get exactly where you were going if you are mentally tough, if you are mentally strong. Quitters quit, not because you're bad people, not even because you're lazy. You're quitting because your mind was like you told yourself something and your whole, I wrote this down because I knew I would get so hyped up that I would like get off course. I talk a lot about mindset and the importance of it, and I want to explain a little bit more about this. Your brain is always going to find evidence of the things that you tell it. It's called confirmation bias. Your brain is doing its job by actively looking for evidence in the external world, the physical world, because your brain is basically like a fourth dimension world is like the physical world, right? Your brain is always here to keep you safe. So it's going to trust you. What you tell it, it is going to spend all of its energy. It's a central nervous system it's like a computer programming system. It's going to spin its wheels, all of its wheels, confirming what you've told it in the external environment. It is going to find evidence to reinforce everything you're telling it. And it will find it. It will find it. And so when you're sitting here telling yourself, like, oh gosh, these girls are here and I'm not worthy of being there, or like, you're saying you have 10,000 in sales this month. There is no way I could ever do that. Your brain's immediately like, okay, let's confirm it. Let's find ways to confirm it. I'm going to put people in your path that are not high achieving. I'm going to have people cross your path. I'm going to put somebody in your circle that also has not done it, because that's going to confirm to you it can't be done. I'm going to put you around people that aren't really going for things in life, because then it tells you it's okay to not really push yourself too. Those are the kinds of ways it's going to confirm that to you. The really, really sweet, amazing, great thing is it does the same thing if you overachieve in your thoughts. You have never heard me say, you will never hear me say, I hope I maintain MVP. That's never come out of my mouth until this moment. I hope I do. If I ever fell back to RVP, it's not the end of the world. We just get back, whatever we need to do, right? But you'll never hear me speaking that. You'll never even hear me thinking about that. Steph can confirm this. How many times have I said I'm going to be 4 wide ENVP, just like Carly Pynchon? How many times?
Not only have you said that a million times, but when we went to Vegas and we had to go like check in and they handed you your lanyard,
They handed me a 4 wide
ENVP. I was like,
and then I tried to give it back. And they were like, no, it's fine. Just keep it. They
it's
told me to
fine.
keep
I was
it.
like, absolutely not.
They
Take
told me
that.
to wear it. They were like, no, just keep it and wear it the whole GTC. I swear to God. And I was like, absolutely not. I am not going to wear this. I mean, that is earned. I was like, oh, no. I'm not going to be wearing that. But that's what I'm telling you. That is literally what I'm telling you. Your brain will find evidence. Literally handed me a 4 wide ENVP lanyard to wear the whole GTC. I didn't. I handed it back and I took my ENVP proudly. But it's just the point, you guys, that like you are, we've because of social media and the way that our world operates now, so socially connected, we have gotten this really backwards where we are letting I call it 3D and 4D. So external world is 3D, my brain is 4D, because in my brain, I can close my eyes, I can go backwards in time, I can go forward in time, I can create this alternate reality. In my mind, you can do this too. You can close your eyes and you can picture your dream life. You can picture, like for me, that's Europe with my family. I've said this a million times. I can picture myself strolling down the streets of Italy or Spain, and I can picture myself living that life. But then I open my eyes and I'm standing in my bedroom. I cannot create that in this. And what we've done is we've put ourselves in situations where we've let this environment, we've let social media, we've let negative thoughts of other people tell us what to think. And the whole point of our brain is to do the exact opposite. If we can dream it here, we're supposed to open our eyes and be able to bend the reality a little bit and say, no, I can see it. So it's got to be possible. If I can sit here and think it has got to be possible. So then you think it, and then your brain's like, okay, let me find evidence to confirm that. And I just feel like we've gotten to a point where we've let social media, we've let other outside influences tell us what's possible. I've let people on Instagram be like, no, I wasn't successful. And so now I'm going to convince you, you can't be successful, or you can't have this life that you want. And I think that's just a really scary place to be, to let total strangers on the internet dictate what your life looks like. That was a big old soapbox I was on, you guys.
It's totally fine. It was good. Okay. Your consistency in this business speaks volumes to who you are in this industry. Every single person that says yes to me, there is one person, and I see a lot more of us doing this now, where we put up our sticky notes and we're sharing our goals. And how Hannah Grenz, is she on this call? I don't even know. Is she on here? Hannah's on here. Okay. Hannah Grenz is one of the strongest leaders I have ever witnessed in my 6 years that I've been in network marketing. If you do not follow her, you absolutely need to. When I came in Arbonne, she was going for, I think she was going for RVP. Anyways, the moral of the story is her willingness to fail publicly. Are you willing to put yourself out there and fail publicly? Like, every month she's put up her sticky notes, and she would do these check-ins and let her audience and her team know, like, hey, this is where we're at. This is the goal that we're working towards. And, she wouldn't hit it, and she'd be like, we didn't hit it, but we're growing. And her sweet little tone and her sweet little just this a sweetness all around, like everything
Yeah.
about like the way that she shares is absolutely moves me, and it is inspiring. And I tell my team all the time, like, you have to be willing to show people all the different sides, not just the good stuff. And she
Yeah.
and every month, like, and I even saw like Ashley, a girl on my Binger, you guys probably all know her. Like, she did this month. She was like, new month, same goal. That's what Hannah has shown. And she, I mean, and when you do that, when you are willing to show up, even when you don't hit your goal and you're like, you know what, we didn't hit it. But even when you don't hit it, you're moving that much closer to that goal. And I don't know, like her willingness to do that, you're giving permission for other people to do the same. You're giving your team permission to be like, you know what? It's okay. Nothing pains me more than when I see someone put their stickies up and set a goal and they don't hit that goal. And we all know that they didn't hit the goal, but then there's no
They never
closure.
talk about it.
They
They
just
just
act like that
disappear.
never happened. And they never tell us like, hey, I actually didn't hit it. Like, why are you scared to take people on that journey?
Because everybody's been there. Everybody's been there, you guys. Everybody's not hit goals. And honestly, the stark reality is if you are not willing to fail publicly, why do you feel like you are deserved to be celebrated publicly? You kept all the hard parts away. You kept all the parts that were not fun about this business, that were not, attractive, me missing my goal by 50%, whatever it is. Like you kept that tucked in and you just want to look like this star. You want to be celebrated publicly, but you are not willing to fall on your face publicly. There is going to be a lack of inspiration and respect on my end, because when I see somebody put themselves out there and they don't hit it and they try again and they try again, I
Well,
am
and
like,
this is
that's inspiring.
the thing is, you guys, it has nothing to do with like, oh, I don't want you guys to be worried about like, well, shoot, I'm like scared about what people are going to think. Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What it actually shows people when you're willing to continue to put yourself out there like that, it shows, and I've told you guys this, you want to scale your business, you will build your confidence when you show up with all the hard parts when you didn't hit. What that actually shows me is, dang, that girl is so freaking confident. She don't care. She's just like, here I
That's
am.
exactly what I feel
Here
like
I am
too.
again. I do not care. I do not care. Here I am again. So, are you pushing yourself when no one is watching?
Yeah.
I want you guys to write that down somewhere. Am I pushing myself when no one is watching? All of the design work, all of the creative work, all of the idea work, all of the calls, like even Lace last month hit NVPQ. And it's so easy for people to
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, like her following this and she's, super consistent on social media, and all of that is true. She has massive influence and all of that is true. But what you didn't see was the 50 one-on-one calls that girl got on literally the
51.
entire 50
51. You guys,
one-on-one.
and the last week she was so sick. She was so sick. Like we're pretty sure she had COVID. So
Yes.
freaking sick, but she stayed committed. And we want to also be careful. We're not saying you can't take a break if you're sick. We're absolutely not saying that. But she was going for MVP qual and we're in this promotion month. So she naturally was going to push to try to close it out this month or whatever. It's exactly that. It's like the doing it when nobody saw that. She wasn't like taking a selfie 51 times. Hey, I just want to show you guys what I'm doing so you can pat me. No, she did it from her bed in her PJs and her cozies while she Uber Eats food. Like she's just having food delivered. She just was like, head down, get to work. I have a goal. And you know what? 3 days before the end of the month, I mean, she had some volume to make up. I mean, I was cheering her on, but I was a little bit like, man, I'm stressed right now. And she freaking did it. She did it with time to spare, and she ended up going like a pretty decent amount over what she needed. And I think the moral of the story is that a lot of times, if you don't need to shout it out here. You don't have to unmute and tell us. We don't need like truth talkers here or anything like that. You don't need to prove it to us. But if we're very quietly, privately honest with ourselves, are we asking for a promotion we're not probably really ready for? And are we like wanting it for the monetary side, but maybe we're not ready for it on the leadership side or the mindset side? And then two, are we jealous of someone that is moving quicker than us without having a clue of what they're doing behind the scenes. Like we're assuming what we see is all we're getting. And if you were to watch Lacey, you see her bebopping in her stories every day. Nobody saw 51 Zoom or 51 one-on-one calls with her team last month. Nobody saw that. No, everyone's seeing Kendra move up the ranks. And these are just people like on the forefront, you guys. There's so many other people on the forefronts that are moving up. She's been here for 3 weeks and she's already had 2 calls with her consultants. And her call last night with her consultants was like real honest. Hey guys, if you want to move and you want to move quick, you show up every day for 30 days straight. Every other day better be you talking about these products. And if you want to on
I want to get into like a few of the practicals too, because y'all, I want to encourage you guys to get really cozy with your business. And when I say cozy, let me just paint this picture for you. Your kids go to bed, and I don't know what your husband is doing, or maybe you're not even married. I don't know. But like you just take your spot on your couch and you've got your computer and that's the work in the dark. It's I'm going to put an email together. I'm going to, message a few of my clients. I'm going to write my thank you cards. I'm going to get cozy with your business, because come the morning when now we're showing up online, our store is open. Remember last week I talked about like now the shop is opened. Like think about all the inventory and everything that the shop does when you're not in the store shopping, right? It's like all of that. Like during the day, we're sharing, we're chatting, we're in our DMs, all that. But then there's all this stuff that is getting cozy at night with your business. So think about that. A couple of things, just some practical things. Share about this business opportunity at least once a week, and you should be gabbing about it, you guys, like in your stories with excitement. Like y'all figure out like to move yourself out of monotone, like fluctuations in your voice. And I'm really passionate and I'm excited and I'm smiling and I'm in sales. Like you're in sales, so let's act like we're in sales. Talk through the daily essentials bundle. Again, these are practical, so if you got to write them down, write them down. Talk through the daily essentials bundle or whatever it is that you sell. That's what I sell. It's easy. It's just add water, and these are my top 3 picks. Add on the Clean Talks if you want. I talk through that bundle every other day. Every other day, I'm like, this is the bundle and this is what comes in it. And this is why I love it. Da, 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 da. Like your whole, my stories every other day. And then on my off days, I'm mixing it up. I've got the overlays. Again, I shared about this last time, but that's just really practical. Monthly emails. You guys, email marketing is very, very valuable. If you haven't figured out, and this is what I'm talking about, like stop waiting. If you're waiting for your downline to put an email together for you, you're not ready for the next promotion. Stop waiting. You guys, dig deep. You are a business owner. Be creative. Allow yourself to think outside the box and push yourself. Push yourself. Like you did the courageous thing by saying yes to this business. Now push yourself to do some hard, uncomfortable things. Okay. Like no one sat next to me and was like, this is Flow Desk 101. And this is how you make it. You guys, my very first, okay, this was way back when I used to use Project Broadcast, which I don't use that anymore. But I used to use Project Broadcast way back in the day when I first started in network marketing. And my very first like email or my very first text campaign, I accidentally somewhere along, it went out at like 3 a.m. 3 a.m. I was teaching a full-blown class via text message at 3 a.m. Guess what? It doesn't matter. Like, oh, well, I made a mistake. You just pick yourself back up one more. It doesn't have to be like beautiful and the most aesthetically pleasing thing. It doesn't matter what Zaruba is doing and all her pretty aesthetics. I don't care. We were just talking about this. I'm like, sometimes you just got to show up and get it out, get the info out and get the stuff out. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Stop worrying about that. Monthly emails, I think that there's a lot of value in that. Engaging and creating to broaden your reach. Engaging and creating to broaden your reach. If you said yes to network marketing, which all of you did, guess what? You are now a content creator. If you're in network marketing, you are now a content creator, which you should be always creating and improving and wanting your stuff to be aesthetically pleasing and look amazing. And I'm not saying you have to have this beautiful home and all this stuff. No, but like clarity in the camera and all this stuff. I mean, we've taught we could teach a whole thing on social media, but just be mindful of these things. Okay. Learn how to create like good, exciting, compelling content, stuff that like will make people like stop or pause in their tracks. Like, again, you don't have to have all the answers. Everybody starts, you got to be willing to suck. It's okay. But it's all a part of the process. Like the worst place to be is to just be paralyzed. Like, don't stay paralyzed. Like, movement is better. Like I'm always telling people, like, just keep moving in action. Like, you want to see a movement in your business, you get up and move, do something. So anyways, stop waiting, get out of your own way, start creating your own waves. What else? Is there anything else that we wanted to talk about?
No, I think that's so good. I agree. I was going to say earlier, there was something that you said, and I kept wanting to bounce off of that. But basically, with you were talking about the ideas, and I was just thinking, I would rather follow someone with 1,000 messy ideas than someone sitting in a seat paralyzed, not doing anything, not moving the needle, procrastinating. The people that you will ultimately find the most successful are the ones that just put the work out no matter what it looks like. Because of you put enough work out, the work will increase, the quality will increase. You guys, I've posted a couple reels recently where there was like a video of me. I've been showing up on camera for 10 years now, training, teaching, Zoom calls, that kind of stuff, and network marketing. And I look back some of my old videos and I cringe because I'm like, whoa, I've come a long way. But at the same time, I'm so proud that she just did it. And it wasn't, I look back now and I'm like, that version was not pretty. But gosh, I'm so much more drawn to the people that do it, even if they don't 100% know how, if they don't feel like the content quite matches up with what other influencer or other people are doing on the internet. You guys, it's not impressive that you're waiting for it to be imperfect. It's impressive when you just do it with the imperfections. That is what high performing, high achievers do. They just do. They just move the needle 1 foot at a time. The people cozy in their chair planning, I've seen people plan and about when we've talked about this, we know someone who just has been talking about an idea for about, she's not on this call. You've been talking about an idea for the last 3 years. We've been hearing about it, and we're both like, we just want to see this thing. I mean, it sounds great. We would love to see it. You guys got to move the needle. You got to just actually put the action in, no matter what it looks like. Don't overthink it. Overthinking things will kill your dreams and your business. Just one little baby step in front of the other. You're going to do it.
Okay.
Don't
Awesome.
forget to make Gia host.
Yes, I'm going to. Thank you guys so much. Just a little, like, I know we talked a little bit about like social media stuff. Lacey is actually going to be leading next week she's taking someone's spot. I can't remember who she's like hosting with, but she'll get an intro. But she's going to be talking all about social media. So don't miss next week if you're looking for tips, tricks, pointers. Haley, okay. I was like, I knew someone was, yeah. Thank you guys for hanging with us. We will see you next week. Take what you heard and implement and get after it. So love you guys to bits. Okay, yeah. Hold on. I guess if you're staying on for
Yeah, if you're staying on for Sandy and Wade's huddle, stay on with Gia. Everybody else, you can stay on or get off.
where is Gia?